Hello, everybody. How are you doing? This is episode 8. I'm going to keep counting them so that I can keep my mind straight.
Absolutely.
And Stacy, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good, thanks. Yeah, how about yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad. Still plugging away at college and trying to do what I can do. A little behind, but I'll catch up.
So what's been going on with college?
Um, Too many assignments, I tell you. Really. It's crazy because the teachers will turn around and say, read chapter 1. I'll be like, okay, no problem. And you look at it and it's 48 pages. And
Ah,
then, another teacher is turning around and saying, you need to do this, and it's going to take you like half the day to do it, you know. And then you got another one saying, do this, The thing is, the way they talk and the way they act, it's like they're the only professor that I'm working with. I know I said teacher earlier, but
yeah, I understand. It can be quite overwhelming when you've got a lot of work to do. I can relate myself because when I did my media stuff at college, I had this one assignment and it was due in at the actual deadline, technically speaking, it was at 12 a.m. So, I was up quite late. I just did it there and then, like a minute before the deadline. So, it paid off because if I remember correctly, I got a decent grade on it. But yeah, I can understand because you get overwhelmed and then it gets even more overwhelming because of the deadline. So you're working right up to it. So
yeah, exactly. And
yeah,
unfortunately, with me and my mental condition, I'll have spats where I won't get out of bed, or
yeah,
I'll look at it and my mind just says two things. It says we gotta do it, and no, we'll wait and put it off. So my mind is fighting with itself, you know, where that's concerned.
yeah. It's a difficult thing to manage.
Yeah. Plus the pressure of this is my last semester. I've got to pass so I can graduate and get my associates.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you have any plans for the future after you've graduated? Like, do you think you'll use the qualification at all?
Yeah. I want to get a studio. I want to get a house with an extra room or furnished basement so I can build a studio for myself. And then I'm going to start taking commissions and doing sculptures mainly, but I want to really sharpen up my drawing and painting, which I'm going to do on my own because I'm all done with those classes, at the college. And from there, we'll see what happens. Maybe set up an Etsy account and sell through there, sell some stuff through there, and then set up my own website.
Oh wow, that'd be really cool. That. I wish you the best of luck with it.
Thank you.
I can see you doing that.
Yeah, it's fun. It really is. And I've been slacking because one of my professors was like, draw every day, draw every day. But when you are in a slump, you kind of sort of don't draw every day.
Also, I think because you love it so much, doing it as religious like that, being so often like every day, it may take the sunlight away from it a little bit. Whereas if you work for yourself, you can kind of call the shots.
Right. And I think once I finally graduate, then I'll have a big sigh of relief, and I won't have to worry about all the other pressure. So I'll feel more free to just do what I want and grab the sketchbook and draw and all that. I already have a commission that I'm supposed to be working on, and I don't have it set up yet. But of course, the person I have the commission for is very understanding. So they know that I'm still at college, and they know that I get busy. So they have no problem waiting for it. It's not like it's a dire need.
Absolutely. Do you mind if I just add into the podcast right now? For anybody that was expecting this episode as new from Saturday, I'm really sorry. We had a bit of a technical difficulty, but not to worry, we're here now, and rest assured, there's nothing drastic.
Right. We just had to get ourselves together, a little bit of a surprise, and hopefully we fixed it. If we haven't, I'm going to jump out the window. So,
Yeah, same.
hey, I was wondering, what is the cost of sugar-free products over there?
Um, it's difficult to say. I mean, I don't do a lot of shopping myself. Um, they did introduce that sugar tax thing, and while it's not this immediately obvious thing, like, oh, you bought something sugary, you must pay me extra. It's not really like that. It's more of like, it's included in the price you pay. Um, I think sugary things, especially drinks, are a little bit more costly. Some of them more than others, but yeah. If I'm wrong on that, you can you can comment and tell me that I am wrong. But I think, yeah. So if I am going to assume because of that sugar tax, I think it's a little bit less um, for sugar-free products. Could be wrong again. I always say that, don't I? I'm always trying to like cover myself. I'm trying to protect myself because sometimes if I'm guessing or taking an estimated guess,
Right.
um, I like to let people know as like a disclaimer that I'm sorry if I've upset you by giving the wrong information. This is not necessarily factual. This is just our perspectives. And if anything comes out that's wrong, you can either correct us or just move on and deal with it.
Right. So I would assume myself that being you have a sugar tax over there, that sugar-free products would not be as much, as that
Mm.
with sugar in it. Over
Yeah.
here, it seems to be different. It seems to be sometimes the same price and sometimes more. It's like they know, oh, you're diabetic, you can't eat sugar.
Mm.
Well, if you really want this drink, but also to be honest, it has a different taste. So you kind of have to acclimate yourself to the taste in order to keep drinking it and have it all the time. I I'll go
So
ahead.
it's a bit like medical capitalism.
Yes, it is. And I found that coming over from Glasgow, that yeah, Iron Brew
Mm.
is more if it's sugar free. So one bottle costs almost as much as a six pack.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but speaking of medicine, I was going to talk with you about that too. The cost of medicine over there. You have programs.
Yeah, there are several ways about it. There are people who just outright pay for the treatments. However, it really depends. So what I do with the stuff I need, I pay one fee every year, and that covers me for what I need. Um, it's not too much, but it's all it's all covered, which is great. It's kind of like a stress off your shoulders every year that I get it. For others, you can either get it for free if you're on low income or not working or something like that, depending on certain benefits and welfare. Um, and I think it also depends what it is you need. But generally, you can choose to pay for it, or if circumstances are, say, difficult, then you can get it for free sometimes.
Oh, interesting.
When you go to the pharmacy or chemist to pick it up, you give like your name and address and all that kind of stuff. They give you like a little green sheet, and they say, "Do you normally pay?" And then you just like tick a box, give it to them back after confirming who you are, and then off you go and take your meds.
Oh, that's interesting. Not over here. Medicine is like sugar-free products over here.
Oh God,
They
no.
love to just jack the price up. I'll give you, for instance, one of my medicines costs nearly $4,000, I believe, a month, and
Blimey, that's a lot of
and
money.
another one costs around 1,000. I will turn around and gather them all up and gather all the sheets up, which has the original prices on it, and I'll tally it up for you so that you could see.
Wow.
But fortunately, I have what's called Medicare and Medicaid, and being on Social Security over here, and it's Social Security disability. I have a prescription drug plan that I have to pay for. And the drug plan is pretty nice because the highest I usually have to pay is $11.
Okay.
And the excuse me, the price of the plan is like $3 a month. So it saves a lot. Plus, the pharmacies themselves will turn around and use this program called Good RX, and that will give you a discount as well on your medicines. So, anybody over here in the United States, you go and get some medicine, talk to your pharmacist, see if they have Good RX. And if they do, make sure, ask them nicely to apply it if they haven't already applied it to it. That'll help you out a bit,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
that's concerned. Let's see. Oh, and also where Social Security disability and I believe the regular Social Security income is concerned, we get raises usually every year, cost of living raise. And
Yeah.
also, though, if we want, it's like full medical through them, we have to pay so much. And when that happens, we turn around and we get our raise and we're like, whoopee. And then they raise the price of the medical insurance. So,
So it's not really to
right.
combat the cost of living, is it? It's more to match your
Yeah,
bonus.
basically.
It's
Yeah,
horrible. Sorry about that.
it would still get like I want to say $7 or $20 and more. So yeah, it is a
Wow.
little bit a drop in the bucket. But we got to see what's going to happen now with our new president because there's been talk of a lot of things having to do with some of the government programs, and Social Security was one of them.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Speaking of, what do you think? Or you actually probably don't know, or we had been talking about this before. Trump has this new program. It's called Stargate, and what it is a program to make United States of America the number one in AI. What do you think of that?
Um, if it comes to fruition, which I have reservations about myself, in which I just think it's dangerous. I, from the perspective of using AI for small things like, oh, you can have a laugh with it, you can see what it's capable of. Great, we can appreciate this amazing technology. But to implement it to such a degree where it's going to take people's jobs, so that the big man over there doesn't have to pay out, um, I think that's wrong. I think it's rude and dangerous. And I think it's sad that already a number of countries are considering a similar thing. Some countries have rejected it, which I agree with. Um, but the fact that there's this big investment into it tells me they're wanting to use it for other stuff. And I don't agree with that. I think technology is supposed to be a tool to help people. You know, the Egyptians had tools, um, and then things got more advanced. And what I'm saying is there should be a limit. And once that limit has kind of crossed a line of moral, maybe even law, then there's a bit of a problem. Which is funny, coming from a dinosaur himself. I can't believe he would think this is a great idea. And am I correct in thinking he wants to drill down and get
Yes,
more oil
yes.
from places?
Drill, baby,
Well,
drill is his saying.
right. Okay, there's some problems here. First of all, teach him how to write his fucking name. Then we can probably go from there. But what the hell is he doing? Like, don't... go away.
I think what he's trying to do is make U.S. more independent. He's trying to bring back manufacturing to the United States, and he's given them big incentives, like really low taxes, offering them a chance to build their own energy plant for their, the building. And that way they're completely off the grid, which would save them more money as well. You know,
Yeah.
but he's been cutting a lot and doing a lot of things where that's concerned. And of course, we know his take on genders. His take is just there are two genders. And speaking of that, though, there is a city here in Massachusetts, Worcester, and they have passed a bill to make Worcester an actual sanctuary for the transgender community. And that also includes everyone else, LGBTQ plus. And so they passed a bill, and they are now a sanctuary city.
That's a really good thing. Yeah. Well done to Worcester. If I can remember that, I shall I shall carefully share that information with people in the USA, because I speak to other people sometimes. Um, so yeah, that's a really good thing. Yeah, I'm glad.
Let's go to a more fun topic. How about video
Okay.
games? Video
Oh wow.
games. All right, I want to
Okay.
know what's your favorite video game?
Yep.
Well, what is it?
Okay. Oh, sorry, I thought I was going to say something else. Well, I have like a lot of go-to games, but if I was just to pick one, for instance, the original Need for Speed Most Wanted in 2005 was it still is such an important game for me. A lot of Need for Speed fans probably agree, and a lot of car fans in general who have been familiar with video games probably agree as well. I think what caught my attention 20 years ago now was I've always been a BMW fan, and I'm not talking about some of the strange decisions they've made in the last few years, but back then I think they were still having the golden era, and it had lasted a while, 20, 30 years, maybe more. So on the cover of the game, there was an M3 GTR E46, a very sexy car, a big bulky wide body and a big fuck off wing on it, and it had this absolutely outrageous design on it with these like blue stripy decals. And in the game, it had those cars are supposed to be a V8 version rather than a straight six. It did sound a little bit more like the E36 straight six from the 320, but it had the straight cut gears as well. So maybe they used a similar sound recording. There's a quite famous video on YouTube, quite an old one, of an E36 with a straight six, 320, and that's got all the the straight cut gears, and you can hear them like whining, and the faster you go, the louder they get. It's atrocious, it's ridiculous, but it's lovely at the same time, because it's all the mechanics working and the engagement, the vibrations, the harmonics are fantastic. So, yeah. So when you get to drive the BMW in that game, you can tell. It's not just a regular BMW with a couple of stickers on it. This is like the real deal. And in the game, the police hate you. not only because you're a street racer, but because it's probably faster than their cars. um, what made the game so good at that time, I think, as well, the blacklist idea was excellent. So, in the end, well, at the beginning, you get the car taken away from you because it was sabotaged by somebody. So you're racing for pinks. So you end up losing the car, unfortunately. So the idea is you get another car, build it up, or get another one, etc. And you keep on taking these rivals. When you get back to the top, you have to raise that car. And the guy that took it off you originally, you got to win it back. Turns out, this woman who's been helping you, she is a dodgy copper, and she's undercover, and she's been essentially trying to lure you into getting arrested, like all the others. But she ends up helping you instead. So the very final pursuit is she tells you about this like shortcut. So you have to go through it, and like it's all dramatic and cinematic, and you have to go over a bridge and just fly the car into the air. Upon being successful, you've got the car back, and therefore you've completed the game. But it doesn't really end there because there's stuff you can do. Go and get other cars, drive around, do whatever you want. Yeah, it's just a really cool game, and the soundtrack was excellent. I think that got me into rock and metal, to be honest. I was only 7 when that game came out, but my god, such a cool thing, really is. And there's the guy who played the baddie in that. There's a bit of a story to him, which we can get to.
Okay.
Maybe another time, but yeah, like the real life guy.
Right.
I mean, because they were using green screen even back then.
Cool.
Yeah, I just think that's such an awesome game.
Right.
It really is. I think I have a copy of it that I could play on my Xbox because the Xboxes now can read old games. So I might
Sweet.
redo that at some point.
Okay. You have the chance to buy one game, any game in the world. Okay, does not matter the cost. What one would it be?
It's a difficult question because, like I said, that is a favourite of mine, but not the only one. So, given that I've got, I think, most, if not all, the games that I want, there's another one coming. I don't think it's out yet. It's a little bit like Fallout, only it's set in the UK. And the developers have tackled something really interesting. When you see a film or a game that's set in the UK, a lot of it is kind of like, oh, London this, London that, like it's the only bloody place in the UK. It's a very diverse and vast place, despite its scale, because it's obviously an island, or Britain. But this, I think it's called Atom Fall or something like that. I'll have to correct that if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's in the UK and it's got a lot of northern accents. I think it's set in the Lake District. So yeah, a lot of like sort of diversity around that we haven't seen much of in games and films. So I'm looking forward to playing
You
that.
gotta keep me informed and let me know.
Absolutely, yeah. Because I mean, I'm a lover of Fallout anyway. I loved those. I think Fallout 4 was my favourite, but
Yeah. Right now, for me, it's World of Warcraft. I've been playing that for close to 20 years now. And Minecraft,
Yeah.
when it first came out, I'm playing that as well.
We
Yes,
love
we do.
Minecraft, don't we?
As for the game, I agree with you. It's so hard to pick one because,
Yeah.
you have several interests. My interest has basically been geared to World of Warcraft, but I have played other games like Lost Ark and other ones like that. And I have on Steam several games lined up that when I get the more time, I'm going to play them. But I'm going to play them on my channel. I've finally decided, that I get more viewers when I play a game than when I'm just talking. It's very few viewers when I'm just talking. So
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it game related. I might talk while playing the game on other subjects. We'll see. I might start live streaming again. We'll see. So, yeah, I mean, that's about it. I can't really think of anything like spectacular because most of the games that are coming out right now, or a good portion of them, are really they're diving. They're not really selling like they should. They're getting bad reviews. There have been a couple that have gotten some good reviews that I've thought of in the in the back of my head, but nothing that I see and I'm going, yes, I want that.
Do you mind if I add an
Yeah, go
interesting
ahead.
segment here? I've always played GTA as well.
Oh,
Um, but for the past, I think I'm over a year now. I've not played it. I got rid of it because, for one thing, I'm tired of paying for every single version that comes out. Like, they'll make a new version for
right.
every fucking console, and then it's like, it's all right doing that, but you have to keep paying for it. At one time, it was on Game Pass, and then they took it off with
Yep.
like no explanation. I was like, okay, that's a bit fucking rude, but whatever. Um, so I'm like many others. I'm excited for GTA 6, but I don't want to. I don't want to be disappointed. So you know the saying, 50% of something is better
Right.
than 100% of nothing. I'm detoxing, and plus the online is full of dicks. So I'm not playing it. I'm not playing five. I'm
Wow.
finished with five now. I loved the campaign.
Yep.
Well, story mode. Sorry. Rockstar are always capable
Yeah.
of a good game. It's just the online that might,
Um,
differentiate it. But what I'm trying to say is, when I eventually get onto six, because they haven't built it yet, it's going to take them a while, which I think is a good thing. And that's controversial because, it's taken a long time,
right.
but you know it's going to be good. So anyway, when I eventually get on it, even if it's not up to the hype, which I think it will be, it's going to be good because I haven't played any GTA for a long amount of time. So, yeah,
Yeah, I was going
I'm
to
looking
say
forward.
there is a lot of hype behind it, but there's also a rumor that they might turn around and put the price at $100 for that.
I heard something about that. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah,
The
and a
cost of
lot of
stuff.
the other game makers are hoping they do because then if GTA or Rockstar turns around and sells it for $100, that is kind of like opening up the door for everyone else to sell their product for $100. But
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of price matching, isn't
yep,
there? It's a bit like
but
property.
here's the thing: there's a good chance if they do that that their sales are going to go down because a lot of their games are not at the same standard as GTA 6. So, or what GTA 6 is going to be. GTA itself, you know, so they've got to prove that their game is worthy of being sold for $100.
With a strict limit on sympathy, I think Rockstar are all right. It's Take Two Interactive.
Oh,
They're a little
okay.
bit greedy, especially with the shark cards. That's like you pay real money and it gives you in-game stuff. That's a problem.
Yeah.
The microtransactions, over the past probably not even a decade, it's just gone wild. Um, Unfortunately, many other games as well, they've been subject to like kind of like a decline. And I think it's been made about money
Yeah,
too much. I understand they're doing it because they're earning a living by offering that and by making the game. But when's it going
exactly.
to end? There needs to be like a hold on, stop for a sec. there's a lot of kids playing these things. There's a lot of people suffering with gambling addictions.
No,
They're
they're
not
not.
helping at all.
I
And the way some of the games are built, it just feels like, oh, well,
Yep.
it's easier to
Yeah,
just
pay
buy my
for
way into
play. I hate
success.
that.
Yeah, it's very annoying. What annoyed me, my partner spent like quite a lot of money pre-ordering a test drive. Highly anticipated test drive because I'm a car person. He kind of is as well, and yeah, it was bought by, well, the rights were bought by this French developer. They'd done like, I think it was rally games or something. So I think the community just assumed they knew what they were doing. Admittedly, okay, there were good things about the game, but for the most part, it was shit. A lot of it didn't work. The
Right.
online definitely didn't work. And they said, right, we've acknowledged some of these problems, which they hadn't at all. And they said, for those who are affected, we're going to compensate you.
What's that?
You know what they tried giving us?
Oh my.
Stickers. Fucking stickers for the cars. Not cars, not
Oh
money,
my
not money
God.
back in real life.
I
Stickers.
don't believe it. That's so stupid.
And then, yeah, and then we saw that they weren't going to do anything else. They were doing, it looked like they were trying to improve it just to stay on people's good side. But yeah, they spoiled it. So I think we've both removed it because at this point we can't get a refund.
What's the
which
name
is
of the
a
game
massive
again?
shame. It's called Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown.
So anyone out
It was a
there
shambles.
who is listening, don't buy it.
Yeah, certainly not for not until maybe summer coming, because they're probably doing bigger updates. But it's just not worth it. You know, unless you get it on a discount and you've
Right.
spent like a tenner on it,
Right.
which I don't think it'll be. Or get a CD
I've
key.
gotten some
Maybe
good
that'll be
games
cheaper, I
though
don't
when
know.
they've been around $10 or even $3. Some of them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what one it is. I missed it. Um, I think it's Dragon Age Valgard, which tanked, but I was curious about it, and they had it for I think a weekend down to $3, and I missed out on it. Yeah, and then they brought it
Wow.
up to $29, which still isn't bad, but it's got bad reviews. So do I really want to shell out close to $30 for a game? You know, like that.
Yeah. You want to know a really good game? I think it's aimed at slightly younger folk, but I enjoyed it anyway. It's called Little Kitty, Big City, and you take on the role of a cat. You can go around this city. I think it's Asia, like China or Japan
Yeah,
or somewhere maybe kind of similar. And yeah, you've got a couple of different objectives, and
interesting.
it's fun and playful. Yeah, I liked it. You can dress up the cat
Right.
as well, put different hats on them.
And it's always good to eat pizza
So
while
yeah,
you're playing the game.
you know, I could agree because it sounds like a vibe, but I have this thing because I think I'm autistic, but I've never been diagnosed. I don't like my controller getting like dirty, or even my hands getting dirty. You know what I mean? So like, I'd rather just be done
True.
with one thing and then start another. Keep it like
Right.
tidy. And,
But
yeah,
what do you think though of
yeah. Anyway,
pineapple on pizza?
I wouldn't have it myself because I don't do too good with like mixing up flavors like that. But pizzas were made to be a personalized thing, you know, like when the Italians were doing it. First of all, it was to feed the poor because it was easy to do and it was cheap, and they put on it whatever they had and whatever they wanted. So I think if you wanted to add that, sure, we can all joke about it, but
Right.
deep down,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
gonna judge you or anything.
Yeah.
Like if you
I
like
don't
what
know
you like,
the
just do it.
percentage of yays and nays on it, but I occasionally I'll have it, but I gotta have it with ham. It's got to be Hawaiian, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. You see that often.
Oh
You
yeah,
see it with gammon as well, don't you?
oh
With
yeah.
a piece of pineapple.
Pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. I love pineapple. So,
Yeah.
hey, Just wondering,
Yeah.
okay, English tea, okay.
Uh-huh.
How is it made now in the modern world compared to how it was used to be made? I know before, they would take the
Mm,
tea leaves and they would put them in like
yeah, yeah.
a spear or something with holes in it, and they would dip it like that.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
they just?
I think that was when it was brought from India. Some people still use that method, but I'll put another one of those disclaimers out. Like, this is how I do it. Don't get upset if you disagree, okay? Any British people out there saying, that's wrong. So, I would take a PG Tips tea bag because I'm from Lancashire, I'm from Manchester, which is now actually Greater Manchester on its own, but formerly Lancashire. But anyway, so yeah, I like PG Tips personally. So I would put the tea bag in, put the hot water in, give it a gentle stir so as not to rip the bag, because there's nothing worse than when you get bits of tea at the bottom. Um, Leave it in for maybe a minute or so to the desired strength of one's own opinion. And then I would put some milk in, not too much, a drop or two, a couple of sweetener or sugar, and give it a good old stir and sip away. Yeah.
Ah, I think that's close to what I do. I know there's several different types of
Uh,
tea over here as well.
yeah, yeah. You can get flavoured and herbal and stuff like that, which with those kind of teas, apart from maybe a sweetener, I wouldn't add milk to. Although I can't lie, there was on one occasion I had an Earl Grey and I put milk in it, and I don't think you're supposed to do that, but I enjoyed it.
Hey, to each his own. Yeah. But
Exactly,
of course,
exactly.
I'm sure you've heard of Lipton tea. That's usually
Uh
what
huh.
I drink over here.
Right.
No,
Okay.
no,
What,
not
cold?
cold. Hot.
Oh, right.
About the same.
Oh, interesting. I've never had a hot Lipton's. I've only ever had it out of the bottle,
Oh
like
yeah,
in a
iced
fridge,
tea. Yeah,
like
I've
a
had it
juice.
like that too. But
Yeah.
I also have the regular tea bags, and have it.
You know,
Yeah.
Lipton's, you know, the iced tea one. Did that change in the last circa 20 years, something like that? Because I remember having it when I was a kid. I thoroughly enjoyed it because it was this sweet, very nice kind of juice. And I had some not too long back, and it didn't taste the same. It was a bit more bland than I remember, unless it's just because
Okay.
I grew up and
You had
you
like a
know
regular
taste buds change.
Lipton iced tea. Nothing. It didn't say nothing special on the bottle.
It was either
Okay.
lemon or
Look for
something like
the
that.
Lipton sweet tea. Yeah, you want that because that's
Could be
got
that.
the extra
Yeah,
sugar
yeah.
in it, and it's nice and sweet. Yeah.
Maybe
But
that's what I remember. Yeah.
I remember talking with you, and you said that you were going to send me a package of
Yeah, yeah.
different types of teas from over there in the UK.
I'll throw in a load of stuff. Tea and uh,
Whatever you
whatever.
feel you want me
Like
to
maybe.
try, go ahead
Yeah.
and put it in the package and send it to me. In fact,
Yeah.
with some of it, I'll try it right here while we're talking. That way,
Okay. Maybe we could
yeah,
introduce the
maybe we
cameras at
can.
that point,
Yeah,
because then
exactly. That
they can
sounds
see
like
you
a
do
good
it.
idea as well.
Yeah. I watch a lot of reacting to my roots. And they're an American family who try UK
Yeah,
stuff.
my
They're really
my
good.
grandchildren, they'll try anything. In fact, at one point in time, they had a subscription for candy around the world,
Mm.
and yeah, they would get
Mm.
candy
Cool.
and soda pop and stuff like that from different countries, and
Mm.
they try it, and if they liked it, it'd be like, cool, we know we can get this again, and if not, it's like, hell no. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Hey, how about
Yeah.
Takeout. You got a favorite place?
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, I'm kind of a pizza girl, so I do like a good pizza. But we've got the chippy and stuff. That's quite close. So it just depends how we feel. I mean, last night, for instance, we had KFC. I like a
Nice.
pizza. Yeah, yeah, I do. After visiting Costco and kind of like re-establishing the fact that their pizzas are god tier, and very affordable. You know, great value for money. It was something like £9, and it was 18 inches.
Right?
What the fuck's that? That's brilliant. I do like Domino's, however, the cost of it's a bit much. Um, so I think quality to price ratio, Costco is probably pulling ahead a little bit there. Got a couple more horses under the hood.
Yeah, mine is Asian food.
Yeah.
And we've got this new place out here,
Right.
Chinese cuisine, and OMG, it is nice.
Is it
Their
nice?
servings are bigger than where we used to go. The place we used to go, Kenny's, was nice. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
this place would give you the chicken fingers would be at least like at Kenny's. It would be like one and a half of Kenny's. You know, nice and big and good
Right. Okay.
portions, and their coconut chicken, delicious. You know, everything from there. So I think that's going to be our new place to go from now on for takeout. Unless we want a grinder or pizza, we've got enough of those around here, so we can choose one of them. Basically, we'll choose a
Yeah.
mom and pop for the grinders and pizzas to help keep them afloat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Amusement
That's good.
parks, what do you think? You have some small ones around there, not like Six Flags or Disney World or anything like that.
Yeah, not too close, but I suppose the closest would be Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which ironically isn't on the beach, it's on the road opposite, but more or less that, you know, give or take a 50 to 100 feet. Yeah, I've always been there as a child, it's really fun. Um, Alton Towers is good as well. Well, that's like a lot further for me. There are a number of like theme parks and stuff, but
Nice.
yeah, I think those are the two that I've been to. There was another one that I used to go to, but it's shut. It's closed down and abandoned.
Oh,
Camelot.
yeah.
That's dead,
Unfortunately, here a
unfortunately.
lot of the small amusement parks are gone. My favorite was Mountain
Mm.
Park.
Yeah,
Got to just run
yeah,
around. The
yeah.
parents were like, "Get lost," you know. And
Was that the one that all the staff were ignoring safety protocols? A few people got injured, but they said, it was fun, so they didn't do anything about it. But then somebody sadly passed away due to injuries, and that's when they took action and closed them down. Is that the same one?
damn, I'm trying to think. I don't think it is, but I can look that up in our next episode. We can talk about that.
Okay, yeah. I believe a channel on YouTube called
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating Horror. He talked about it. It was one of them around there, maybe.
Right.
Watch now, I'll be really
Well,
wrong, and it'll be like in fucking Canada or something. But no,
go ahead.
um, yeah. No, I was just gonna say, I think it was
Oh yeah.
definitely a real place, but as
Oh
to
yeah.
where,
There's a lot
can't
of
quite be
places
certain.
where you know that stuff happens over here. And when someone passes away, that's
Mm.
when they finally close them down, or they get smart and they fix what needs to be fixed, so that it's a lot safer.
Yeah.
But the mountain
Hmm.
park was on Mount Tom. There was like a do I want to say gazebo? Up in the air. You could sit there, and it would go like around the park
Yeah.
or down through the forest and swing and come back. You know, it was up at least like 100, 200 feet. Yeah. The other one
Oh, that's cool.
that I really liked was Whalum Park. That was near me. here. That was in Fitchburg, and Fitchburg Leominster line, and it was really nice. And one time I took the wife there, and I talked her into going on the roller coaster because she's never gone on one. She was afraid of them, and I'm like, "Hey, nothing wrong. I'm here.
Mm.
It'll be great." Well, it was a Halloween theme,
Yeah.
and as soon as we got on the ride and it started, they shut all the lights off on the roller coaster, and there was a tunnel that you go through as well.
God.
So she got off that and she was like, "You planned that," and I'm like, "No, I didn't. No, no, no." So that's one nice memory that I will always have where that's concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's nice to do things
and
like that.
ooh, it looks like it's almost time. What do you think?
I think we should probably call it. These folks need to go and eat, and a daily reminder to
Yes.
drink water.
So
Very important.
subscribe. Give us a like if you want. Give us a not like if you want. Not like, yeah, negative. It all helps in a way. Hit that notification bell. And if you don't, what do you think, Stacy?
All I can say is have a good evening and fuck off.